Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going step by step on installing the fog lights for the Toyota Tacoma 2nd generation for the base models. So please bear with me, it is windy, so if you need any repetition, please comment down. I will answer all your questions, but I will try to make this as simple as possible. I did take this apart. I did have them on for a good 2 years, but I took them off for video purposes, just trying to explain, because it is a very asked for video. So I just want to go and explain how I did this install. Alright guys, so this is the kit that you're gonna receive. Just to make it more clear to you guys, I have it on the ground, but this is the exact way setup you're gonna put it as if it was inside. So obviously the long extension is for the passenger fog light. The short connection right here is for the driver's fog light. This black wire right here, it is pretty long, but this is just for a ground. Alright, and then the short red wire, this is, in order to power the whole kit, you need to install this to the positive terminal on the battery. This is the relay and the fuse. This yellow wire right here will connect to another red wire that needs to go through the firewall in order to connect to the button on the console. Now I will show you how to connect this button that's inside the cabin to the kit. So after showing you the whole kit, what you need to do now is get a very skinny knife or something just very sharp to puncture a hole, as you can see where all these wires at, through the firewall. And you cannot go through where the wires are at. You have to find a place out here. Alright, so after you fed the red wire through the firewall, as you can see, that's where it led to. So I'll explain the burgundy wire, what that's for. That's just for the fuse box up into the engine bay. But what this red wire does is it connects into this yellow connection that comes from the whole button. So it's kind of hard to see, but this is all connected to the button. So after connecting this yellow wire to the red wire, that's what creates the extension, the connection to the front. After this connection is done, the reason why I got the burgundy wire is because I had some issues with these fuse up here. I couldn't find any source of power, so what I had to do was use the fuse box up in the engine bay and just find a free fuse. And you want to, with the help of this guy, with the red one, you want to tape the burgundy one around the red one, and from the other end pull until the burgundy wire is shown outside. So it'll look like this. I'll show you. So from this end, you're gonna keep in mind that the burgundy is tied to the red. You're gonna pull the red, and then it should show the ending, the beginning of this burgundy wire, and that'll be enough for you to tug on the burgundy wire and connect onto this end. So with this burgundy wire, you need to purchase add a fuse, and these are the fuses that I have. And you want to connect it. You want to find any source of power after you install the whole thing, and that should work. This fuse right here should work. After you fed the burgundy wire, you want to go back into the cabin and get the burgundy wire and connect it to the red one that's connected to this button. So this red wire to the burgundy, and I will show you how it'll look. So here, as you can see, I connected the burgundy with the red, and I will tape this after. As you can see right here, this black wire is just to ground the whole system, but I couldn't find any place to ground it at, so it really didn't serve me any purpose. I don't even have it connected. You want to feed this back into any of these sockets. I just chose this socket, and there we go. So these should look like this. Okay, so with the red wire, you want to connect it with the yellow wire right here. It's pretty straightforward. These are the only connections that go together. And then after connecting this, you want to feed all this wire through the front grille. The long one goes on the passenger side. The red goes to the positive terminal. The black goes to a ground. So with the ground, you want to connect it right here. Automatically the negative terminal is connected to this, so you want to just unscrew this, slip this into there, and that should ground the whole kit. And then the shorter wire will go down here. So I will pause the video and I will make everything neat. Alright, you want to make sure that you safely install this from within the grill. So I'm just gonna feed it through here so that it doesn't get caught up with the radiator or any moving components from within. So I'm just gonna, alright, once you feed it through the grill, you want to feed it down just enough so that it's hanging. So if you can see, so it should show under the truck. And if it's down here, then that means you have enough to connect right behind here. Now you take the housing and the light, you just twist it in, but before you put this on fully, you want to make sure you put on the housing correctly. Top, obviously at the top, and you should just be able to squeeze this in there. And here. Alright, well down here, you want to go ahead and connect this. Alright. So then you're going to go in here, find the slot, and that locked the whole assembly. After installing the housings and installing the lights, you want to get a 10mm socket with a ratchet and finally connect the positive terminal onto here. And I'll do this real quick. Alright, stick this through there and just bolt back on. Alright, and for the ground, I find it best just connecting it through this bolt right here. Doesn't have to fully come on, but just enough to snug this right behind. And then you want to tighten. Alright, so moment of truth. If we did everything right, we should be able to see that the fog light turns on. And boom. Alright, some troubleshooting that you may want to do is, that you may experience is the kit itself may be defective. So before you even install, you want to make sure that all the connections, work together, that everything works properly outside of the vehicle so that you don't spend all this time, struggling. But another thing is, here's a fuse again if you guys missed it. This is the added fuse that connected to the burgundy wire, and that is the position that worked for me. So as I said earlier, I would have connected it on the fuse box under the panel, but I just couldn't find any source of power, so this is why I put the burgundy wire back outside into this fuse box. So after that, pretty much close up the box, and that's it for this video. Alright, so I'm just gonna organize the wires again, make sure all that. There we go. Also, I failed to mention that we will be fixing, repainting the whole bumper, so please stay tuned for that. Also subscribe, and please comment below any video content that you guys are just interested in. We can probably recreate for you guys and do more how-to videos. So yeah, please like, subscribe, and leave comments down, and thank you for your support.